Hey guys, so after spending some time with my grandkids this past week and letting them entertain me while we just have fun together, I really enjoyed myself. I'm gonna miss them while I'm gone, but hopefully I'll be back soon. Meanwhile, this happened at one of my properties. Somebody hit the mailbox. I absolutely love getting packages in the mail and spreading things out and trying to see what I am going to take and what I'm not, trying out all the new gadgets and new items that I request just to see if they work basically. But what I really love is doing my own self fashion show. I take out many of the items that I want to wear and I try to record it so I'll see how it actually looks on me, because the mirror to me can be a little deceiving. But if I take a picture, take a little video, then I'll see how I'm walking in it, see how I'm looking in it, and for the most part I'm able to pick and choose what I want to wear and what I don't want to wear. And for the most part, I kind of like a lot of these items that I've selected to go. But the thing is, I'm finding a common denominator. Am I leaning towards orange too much? So I decided to try to throw in some all white and then some mixture of pinks. And I threw in this little black little get up jumpsuit just to see if it would pair well with anything that I'm bringing. And as you see, the shoes also orange. What am I to do? To be continued. Now, this is something that I rarely ever try to do before going on vacation, but trying a new project. I purchased some black walnut hulls and I purchased some black walnut powder, and I decided I wanted to try to dye my hair naturally myself. Never done it before. I don't know what I was thinking to try to do it before traveling, but here goes nothing. So I did go through the process of what I wanted to do. I wanted to use walnut oil and the black walnut powder and just try to let it sit on my hair and see if it would turn my gray a darkish brown or even a kind of lighter brown. And yeah, the results were not quite what I wanted, but my hair is soft. Yeah, this process, y'all, I'll just have to try something different. I'm going to continue to try to play with the black walnut powder because it does give a dark brown, pretty color. But it got all on my shirt. It stained my shirt, so I don't know if that's even going to come out. And I had looked up on the reviews of it and it said it would stain your hands and your skin and stuff. I didn't have that problem with mine. It washed right off with soap. So I don't know what type of black walnut oil or peels or hulls or something they are using, but it didn't stain anything. The only thing I'm concerned about is whether it will stain my shirt and leave those stains on there. I washed my hair out in both the sink and in the shower. Did not have any stains left on either one of those. So, but this is something new, and I rarely try new things right before going on vacation. You just never know what'll happen. But it turned out okay. It was a good wash, grainy wash, but it was pretty good. But I'll try it when I get back in a different fashion just to see if it works again. I'll see. Another thing that I love doing before going on vacation is cleaning my house in full before traveling. And I do this for two reasons. Number one, because I love coming back to a clean house. I love that. I have nothing to do but unpack, throw things in the washer, and just relax. I don't have to try to clean up and pick up or anything. But I start with the kitchen and I always try to make it as detailed as possible, clean, and then I shut it down because I'm not like really a big cook in the kitchen anyway. I'm more of a eat out type person when it comes to getting ready to travel. I use less dishes, less everything. I do try to clean out my refrigerator and freezer of whatever's in there so nothing won't be remaining in there, spoiling or what have you until we get back. So I do clean that, in addition to giving everything a wipe down and a clean in the kitchen. And I start with my kitchen because it's it's the spot that I use the least, if that makes sense. I don't use it during the last couple weeks of me preparing to go on vacation. And that's what you see here, me cleaning the kitchen, cleaning the kitchen. Next, I moved to my two spare bedrooms because I love for these to be cleaned, even though I don't have regular company to sleep in them. My grandkids were just here. They actually slept on my sleeper sofa, but I did come in and clean both of the bedrooms. And I do this because on occasion, when we're away, someone may have to use our home, and I want it to be fresh and clean if they have to sleep there. We've had it happen in the past where I've had to give someone my code to come into the house to be there because of some type of emergency, or they just simply needed somewhere to stay for a minute. And long as we're gone and off, off on vacation, I don't mind people I trust, family or friends, people that I trust being in the home. But I always make sure both rooms are clean and ready to go if someone do need to stop by and use it. So the next morning, I get up and take a brisk morning walk, and then I come home to my messiest area, the living room. That's the last area that I address before taking off. But during my walk, I saw a rabbit, a wascally rabbit, and it was so fun watching the rabbit just jump. Every time I got a little closer, he or she would jump away from me. But as I was watching the rabbit, an armadillo pops out of the bushes. So, of course, I had to stop and follow him to see, well, him or her, to see where it was going. And, I wondered how the rabbit would respond to the armadillo coming out of the bushes, but she didn't move. She did not move. She didn't care. She didn't move until that armadillo had gotten across the street and out of its way. And then she took off. So, hey everyone, I wanted to jump right in to tell you about the all inclusive vacation that we're scheduled to be going to Grenada. And remember, we were contemplating whether we was gonna go because they just had Hurricane Beryl or is it Beryl? Hurricane Beryl. Either way, they just had a hurricane, and it will be what about a month. By the time we arrive, the hurricane will have happened maybe a month prior. So we did decide to go ahead and go. And I wanted to make sure always that we have a scheduled budget, which I did this way back at the middle of June, because we had to pay for the entire vacation by July 1st, which we did. And we had an option of several options came up, which I'll discuss in a minute. But my point is I always try to do a budget for our vacation so we won't go over, but because we've already prepaid for the majority of the vacation, all inclusive, then we still needed some cash just to spend around for things that the all-inclusive does not cover. So I'm going to go over that really quick right now with you. What it does not include is our local transportation, and it actually did not include, of course, the transportation from our house to our local airport. It didn't include anything like that. So we had to pay for the airport transport to get there, which we're actually going to drive ourselves to the airport, but we will be leaving our vehicle there. I've already paid for vehicle parking at the airport, so we don't have that expense anymore. We've already paid that. But when we get to Grenada, we will have to pay for transportation, local transportation, which is $300 that I've set aside to do that, because I really wanted to explore the island. I don't know how much of that we will be able to do now that the hurricane happened, so that amount may not get spent in full there. Incidental, such as any emergency, any medical or other things that come up that we have not planned for, that has been allotted $300 in this budget. Souvenirs, I love some souvenirs, but I really don't need a bunch of souvenirs to bring home. I really don't. So I've only allotted $100 to go toward that. And I don't really want to go through customs like that anyway, to have to be double checked. So I'm going to try to limit my souvenirs, very limited. I want to enjoy while I'm there. I don't want to have to try to go through customs and be responsible for bringing a bunch of stuff back. Clothing and shoes. As you saw earlier, I have a complete fashion show going on over here, so I don't need any more clothing, any more shoes. I do want to put $50 toward this category just because you may need something. You just might need something. So I did put $50 towards that. Hair, I was really debating on this because, as you saw earlier, I was just going to try to go all natural and gray my, tint my gray and do all that naturally, but the natural effect did not work. So I'm just having to go back to my original plan of my hairstyle I was going to wear. That should not cost $80. The reason why I allotted $80 for this category is because once I get there, if by chance I want to get some braids done by the Grenadians over there or something, I want to have that available. Or if I need something for my hair, which I shouldn't, because I'm going to try to take all my hair products with me since I am a natural person. I like to make my own natural hair products, so I don't buy too many hair products. Exploring, I've allotted $250 for this. Again, I don't know how much of this we will get to do before Hurricane Beryl came. I had so many ideas of things that I wanted to see and go and do and try. I don't know how much of that will still be allotted. I know one of the main islands that we were going to travel to, Carriacou Island, it's what the eye hit. The hurricane eye, that's what it hit. So I don't think that we will definitely be going to Carriacou Island exploring anything. Tips, I've set aside $100 for that. And of course, y'all may have seen me with my Eastern Caribbean money. I did do a exchange for some, but this does not include the exchange. This is like if we have to spend on a credit card or if we have to use US dollars to spend. This is what this is for. Now, my spending is not on my list because for spending, that's what I got my Eastern Caribbean cash for. If I just want to spend something, buy something, if we don't want to eat at a restaurant at the resort, we can go off the resort and eat. We have to pay for that out of our pocket. So I did get Eastern Caribbean cash to try to help do that, but I will use it for some of these expenses if necessary, because I don't want to bring it all back if push comes to shove, I'll just, donate or give it away or whatever to somebody. But I will use that for shopping. So shopping is not included in here other than souvenirs and clothing and exploring. That's, if I'm talking about if I want to go to my idea was to go to the chocolate place, how they make the chocolate and all that. I don't know what we will be able to go and see and what we will not be able to go and see. It's just unknown. I do not know. So when we get there, we'll try to arrange our exploring activities and go from there. So that totals $1,180, and that's how much we'll be spending in U.S. cash if we have to. I know we will definitely need some cash for like an outside restaurant outside of there, but I didn't include that in here because that's going to be part of my Eastern Caribbean money that I have, and I have $800 of that. So in all, we have 8 plus 11, so yeah, 1980, and that includes a mixture of US dollars and Eastern Caribbean dollars. Now, what is included in the all inclusive is food on the resort. If you eat at any restaurant on the resort, you can eat, you can drink. That's included in your all inclusive. And I heard they have some pretty decent restaurants, so that may not be an issue, but you want to explore the locals outside of the resort. So but food and drink on the resort is included. Some entertainment at the resort is included. Some excursions, not necessarily at the resort, but that the resort is responsible for, those are included. But now I don't know if they are excursions that I would want to participate in. So I just want to keep, I did my exploring section up here in my personal budget just in case, because I don't know what type of excursions they may have available after the storm. Gift shopping, I had a $150 credit to shop at the local gift shop at the resort. I chose to give that back and do the cash back. So I did receive $150 cash back from what we paid total for this trip, because my thinking was, if I'm going to be shopping, I probably won't be shopping in the resort's gift shop. I probably want to shop in the local town somewhere. That was my thinking. So $150 came back off of that. Transport from the airport, that's when we get to Grenada, they're going to transport us to the resort. So that is included. We don't have to pay for that. And then getting back to the airport when we get ready to leave, that's included. A day trip option we had that we have actually already paid for it cost $489. That was the discounted for getting it as part of this inclusive deal. However, I don't know if we'll be able to still do that day trip, mainly because I think it was either to Barbados or to St. Vincent's. I think she said we could go to St. Vincent's and the Grenadines. But I don't know how much they've been affected by the hurricane. So we have to make this decision the day that we arrive. When we check in, we have to let them know if we are going to take the day trip option and they keep the $489, or if we want to just be credited for the $489 and not do the day trip. I would really love to visit another island while I'm there, but I don't want to be walking into a natural disaster zone, because that's not cute. It's just not cute. So of course I wouldn't go over there taking all these selfies and pictures of them and all that type of stuff, but I would like to see the location just to see it, but I don't want to be in the way. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I don't want to be in the way just as a tourist, to be in the way when I don't necessarily have to have that option. So that's what's included in the inclusive. This is what's not included. If I happen to not spend some of this money, then I'm going to definitely bring it back home and use it to start my savings challenges in August. And this is one of the Canadian Eastern Caribbean bills. It's a $10 bill. Their money is really kind of cute. It's cute. It's cute. They have all different kinds. But yeah, so that's my budget for going to Grenada. We had to get our plane tickets separate. That wasn't included in the all-inclusive deal that we got. And this really was a deal. It was a last-minute deal at that. A friend of mine who actually lives over there, she introduced me to it and gave me the opportunity to take part in it, and we just kind of jumped on it at the last minute. And so then that happened, the natural disaster happened. So you plan for stuff, but you just never know what'll happen. Either way, I'm kind of getting a little bit I'm getting a little bit excited. I'm getting my excitement back a little bit, because when it first happened, I was like, oh man, of all the places. But you don't want that to happen anywhere. So it really didn't matter where it was. It would have been like, oh my gosh, really? But anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that with you. And if you have any questions about it, just let me know, hit me up or what have you. But other than that, that's it. I also wanted to tackle a project that I had on my to-do list before I travel for vacation. I wanted to put a little porch out by my shop. And so my sister had agreed to come by to help me do what's called a sushi bun. And don't quote me on that word. It's a Japanese thing where they burn the wood to keep bugs away and also to keep the rain and water from damaging the wood. So I placed it the way I wanted it, and then I started allowing her to help me burn the wood, which she actually did all of the burning. But that's okay, because that's what sisters are for, right? That's what sisters are for. And she did her entire fence that way. So I loved it, and I really wanted the porch to be done that way because I didn't feel like doing all that painting. I could have painted these, but I didn't want to. But I love the look, so I'm happy. In the meantime, I want to show you guys my finished packed 2 bags that I plan on taking. Now, the black bag is really packed, and the brown bag is going to be another carry-on. And I did get my final room clean. And also got my pedicure and manicure redone for the trip. Yay! That's all I have. So hopefully I will see you guys when I return. And until then, you enjoy your day, night, whatever time it is, wherever you are. Enjoy yourself, you guys. Bye-bye.